Okay, hi, this is Dr. Alan Chinosha from Town Center Family Dental in Hillsborough, New Jersey. I'm with my brother David today, who's making his Academy Award appearance on a video. Congratulations, Dave. I know it's a big moment for you.
We're excited.
Dave is an electrician, and he goes into a lot of people's homes. And so recently he's been asking me questions about what he can do to protect himself against any unwanted viruses. So we're going to kind of go through the steps today that we talked about. And really, there's 5 levels of protection. So when you're against this virus, you have 5 levels of protection, Dave. And it's whether you're going to someone's home or you're out and about in public areas, these 5 things are what you have to be concerned about. And number 1 is, we talked about it yesterday, is building your immune system. And so you were talking to me about some of the steps that you were taking in terms of supplements. What are some of those things that you've been doing to build your immune system?
I take an immunity drink
Okay.
of elderberry and echinacea.
Okay.
To a swig every morning and a swig every night.
Okay.
I also take B12.
Good.
D3.
Excellent.
Vitamin C.
Great.
Every day.
That is a great start. So, as a matter of fact, you're talking about vitamin C. Here's a water for you. You can swig a little bit of that. What we've been recommending is, and we're not here promoting any particular products. It's just these are things that we happen to use and that we like. There are substitutes for everything that you see here on the desk here. One of the things, though, that I like to use is the emergency. And a lot of people know it for when you feel like you have a cold coming down. But this can be used as a preventive measure. So what we've been doing is mixing it with a small container of water or a glass of water, whatever you want. Dave, you want to give that a shot there? Just pour that in there. I'm going to do one myself. So this packet has 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, which you made a mess. I knew you were going to make a mess. I hope when you go in people's homes.
I'm clean there, but I make a mess everywhere
else. Clean. All right. Here's to being clean in people's homes. So I'm going to try and do a better job, but I know it's a little tricky. It's a small opening, but I am a dentist, and so I work in. Made a little mess there. Not too bad. So what I like to do is.
Okay, thank you.
So what I like to do is just kind of mix it up in a bottle like this. And I like to start my day this way. So it's just a way to begin the day and to try and increase your immunity level. It's just getting a proper nutrition. The other thing, though, hold on, let me just have a little bit of this.
It's 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C.
Vitamin C, sometimes in tablet form, can be harsh. I like to mix it with water. We'll do this a little bit later. Anyway, the other thing that's real important, besides the vitamin C and all the things you talked about, is getting enough sleep. And, with us all being cooped up in the homes these days, that shouldn't be too much of a problem, right? Get enough sleep. You get enough sleep or the girl's driving you crazy?
Making me crazy always.
Okay, so they're making them crazy, but you got to get enough sleep. That's really important. So that's number 1 on the levels of protection against the virus. The second thing is, which is rarely talked about, it's really the air quality in the buildings that we go into. A lot of this is really out of our control. So when you go in public buildings, there's air conditioning on, there's filtration going on. You can imagine the worst environment that you can be in. Where do you think that environment would be?
Supermarket?
Supermarket, not so much, because you've got a lot of ventilation in a large area. But I'm talking about airplanes. So you're on an airplane, you're in a contained area with not great air quality. And I think that is a situation where it's a must that you wear mask protection. And that's, so getting back to the air quality, some of the air quality you can control in your own home. So one way you control that is you open the windows and you get some circulation. You're trying to get some movement. This virus, like all viruses, tends to linger in the air. So when someone coughs or sneezes, and we've all heard, you've got to be 6 feet away, 10 feet away. Recently, I've seen some research that you've got to be 24 feet away, which seems very extreme. But what we know is that when you're in close quarters, kind of like we are right now, and when we're speaking, there is a bit of aerosol that's in the air from the droplets that's from our respiration, and it is lingering in this area, and it's that vapor that is a big concern for a lot of people. That's why you see the calls for social distancing. And now finally, the U.S., as of yesterday, and today's April, what is it, Allison? April 3rd? So today's April 3rd, 2020. As of yesterday, you're starting to see calls now for a little bit more mask wear in public, which has been the exact opposite of what the advice had been prior to that. We're going to talk about masks in a few minutes. But one of the things that we know about the data that's being collected now is that the mask-wearing countries, predominantly Asia, which is predominantly where the virus has been in China and in South Korea and Japan, those mask-wearing countries, and we've all seen a lot of Asian people wearing masks for a while now, these masks have actually reduced the level of disease in their countries. And you look at the numbers now, you see Italy that is not a predominantly mask-wearing country. The United States is not. And you'll see the numbers for positive cases, and also the death rates are higher than what we're seeing in these Asian countries. Some of the data we're seeing from China I don't particularly trust, so take that with a grain of salt, but that's what we're seeing. So I think you're going to see moving forward more and more people wearing masks. And so you asked me for masks the other day, and you want to know, and so I wanted to go over with you the differences in the masks, because there's different levels of masks. Okay, so masks, these masks that you all see everyone wearing, they all have different levels of masks. And in dental practices, we've known for years that there's different levels of masks, and we actually use different masks for different procedures. So the lowest level of protection is the level 1 mask that offers, it's really a general procedural mask. It's something that might be used, it's rarely actually used in dentistry. It's more commonly used by cleaning services and stuff like that. It's a general purpose mask. Most dental offices have either a level 2 or a level 3 mask. So there are differences, but the differences are minimal. They're really not that much different. Okay, this here is you'll see here, this box here that's got level 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and all the manufacturers have this on the outside of the box, and some of them will actually stamp the masks with the level. It's often hard to read, but like in this one here, it's stamped in the bottom. And actually, that's your cue as to how to wear the mask. So when you see a stamp like this,
It's on the bottom.
it's on the bottom. But does it go on the inside or the outside? Do you know?
I would say inside.
You would, right? I used to think that too. But actually not. It's on the outside. So it should be on the outside. And there are pleats on these masks. Do you see the pleats?
Mm-hmm.
So these pleats should be facing down. Now, and
Important.
primarily this is coming in the medical and dental industry. It has to do with being more resistant to any type of aerosols or anything that may be in the air that lands on the mask. You don't want it upside down to get caught in there. You actually want it to deflect and fall down. That's the purpose of the pleats. When you wear the mask, there is a way to wear it. There's usually a frame on the inside. You'll see this is a level 2 mask, right? So Dave, grab that mask. Tell me what you notice describe the metal that's in there. What do you feel?
Oh yeah, it can bend around your nose.
Right.
The top part.
Does the bottom piece have that?
Does not.
Does not. Okay. So when you go to put it on, why don't you put that on? Tell me what you experience in here with this. And he's got the big Italian nose, the big schnozzle, so I don't know if everyone's going to have the same fit like this. All right. So that's not bad, but the problem is, there you go. That's what you want. And this area here, you actually just want to pinch it off.
I do that.
And now when you do that, how do you feel?
Actually, it's fine.
It's pretty good. That's a level 2 protection. It gives you 95% protection against bacterial infiltration. There's
More comfortable than the other ones.
we're going to talk about that. There's much more breathability. So this offers the best breathability. So level 1 and level 2, which is what you're wearing, they have better breathability. There's actually a breathability index. I won't get into the numbers and what they mean. Just know that level 1 and number 2 are the most breathable. So if you're very uncomfortable with a mask, probably a level 2 might be a good situation for you. So it's good for bacteria infiltration, but really the main purpose of wearing a mask is really to protect the other people around you. So it's to protect everyone else from sneezes and coughs. It really doesn't offer much in the way of benefit, of your own for against viruses. So this, unfortunately, this type of mask does not really do much good against these viruses that we're hearing about today, the coronavirus. It will offer a resistance to bacteria and will help other people around you, but it's encouraged that you wear a mask of some type. Why don't you take that one off, Dave? So that's the level 2, okay? Okay, level 3. We've got here a level 3. This is I'm not gonna give shout outs to brand names, but you can all see them here. So what do you notice about this, Dave?
Metal on top and bottom.
Metal on top and bottom. So often that's a differentiator between level 2 and level 3 masks. The level of the metal in the mask is what we use to adapt the mask. So how would you set this up? Is there a print on the outside of that mask?
There is no print.
There is no print. See that? So
but I would face those down.
Those pleats down. That's right. And then wait, hold on. Take a look at the metal inside. Is one bigger
longer on the bottom?
Longer on the bottom.
Those only take so much. The other one was the whole top was metal.
Is that right, Dave? You got it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes from 10 to 10.
So each manufacturer has subtle differences, and this is how they differentiate their products. Some of them also, the material on the outside might be softer and more comfortable. Each company has something a little bit different, except why don't you fit that there? So the smaller metal up top, the pleats on the outside facing down, and you're becoming a pro now.
Oh yeah.
And there's that. Now that doesn't. There you go. And now crimp the bottom metal as well, and you've got
a really nice fit.
Yeah. So that's 98% bacteria infiltration.
Comfortable.
And actually, Alice, I don't remember. Did I say before that the level 2 is 98 or 95? Okay. So just to recap. So level 1 masks, which we don't have here, is a 95% bacterial infiltration rating. Level 2 and level 3 are the same, 98%. So the mask that you just had on, Dave, 98% against bacteria. But you notice that this fits a little bit better.
A little tighter,
right?
Yeah.
So this is the level 3. This is what a lot of dentists are using in their practices when they're doing surgeries. It has the maximum amount of protection against aerosol and liquids. So it's a little bit thicker. You feel the thickness, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's often used in dental practices for procedures where there may be aerosols. So your dental hygienist, when you're in for cleaning, often will wear this because it will give protection against that. But again, with the viruses, it does offer minimal protection against viruses like the coronavirus. So that's why you see in the hospitals and you see on TV a call for N95s. Now, N95s are masks that look like this. And the difference with the N95 mask is that there is typically some fiberglass that's in it and offers a little bit better filtration against viruses. So typically, let's see. So while these are called surgical masks, this is called a respirator mask. So it's a terminology that's a little bit different. Very difficult to get right now. As a dental practice, we can't get them. Any type of N95 masks that we have or that we get our hands on, we're forwarding to the hospitals. We encourage everyone that's listening to the video to do the same thing. If you have access to N95 masks, please reach out to your local hospitals and your communities and support them because they're there to support us. So the N95 mask offers the maximum level of protection, but even that, it's still not enough because we're seeing healthcare doctors and nurses that are on the front lines that are still getting infected with this disease. But right now, you're seeing they're wearing this in combination with the surgical mask. Typically this underneath, they're wearing a level 3 on top of it for maximum protection. Now, getting back to what you're doing, you're going to people's homes, right? You need to use a level 2 or a level 3 mask.
That is usually what I used.
Well,
problem is hard to breathe.
It is hard to breathe. This has the least amount of breathability. Yeah. So, you certainly, will give you the maximum protection, but the one comment that I often hear from contractors like yourself, you're working on a job for hours upon hours upon hours, and this doesn't offer any protection if you have to remove it or pop it open to breathe better. So I encourage you while this will offer you the maximum protection, let's reserve it for the doctors and the nurses on the front lines, and let's stick with the level 2 or level 3, whatever you're most comfortable with. That's what you need to do. That's it with the mask. Okay, so you're in these homes, right, Dave? You're in the homes. You've been describing for me. What do you typically do when you walk in the home? You're an electrician. Shout out to
Tower Electrical, is that what we're doing here?
yeah, this is a shout out to Tower Electrical. Berkeley Heights, right?
Berkeley Heights, easily found online.
All right, and you do. I know you go into a lot of people's homes, and you're very conscious of how you're working in people's homes. What are the steps that you're taking?
Well, I'm conscious of their safety and mine, so I got to take both into consideration.
So what do you do?
So before I get out, when I get out of my vehicle, I use Lysol wipes, wipe my face, wipe my hands. Then I put on gloves.
Okay. So you're using a wipe, a disinfecting wipe.
Yeah.
So Lysol's name brand.
Lysol's
very
the one
good.
I use.
Very good. Clorox, another one, very good. You know, the CDC has come out with a list, which it is a very comprehensive list of products that actually work on the coronavirus. So actually, Allison, what we'll do is let's attach a link on the bottom of this video so people can click on it and download it if they're interested, or provide some type of link. I mean, I think it's 38 pages, of which the last 20, I think the last 12 are all on the coronavirus. So, so if you want to know what product at home works or not, but I can tell you, you don't even have to download. That's more curiosity than anything. The common products that you see on the store shelves that are still relatively easy to get in our area in New Jersey, right?
Not that. I've been running off a number of them that I bought a month ago.
Okay, all right. So
Tough to find.
So I guess it is tough. Well, maybe we need to make a video, Allison, on how to make disinfecting products at home. I can do that.
Yeah, if you
also.
got bleach, then you can.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So bleach is a killer. You can dilute bleach. You can also demonstrate how to use it for a mouth rinse, and also how to demonstrate, how to use it for disinfecting. But bleach is a real killer for this virus. This virus actually, for doing as much damage as it is, it's actually a very weak ass virus on plain surfaces. Easy to kill with soap and water. Easy to kill with peroxide sprays, wipes, alcohol, bleach. There's a lot of products that we have available that can really destroy this virus. The problem with the virus is when we breathe it in. When it gets aerosoled and we breathe it in, then it gets in the back of our nasal passages, in the back of our pharynx. That's when the damage starts hit. So, and that's another preventive measure, actually. So we're talking about this. So this is what you do. You go in people's homes, you wipe down outside.
Yeah, I put on the gloves.
Okay, we got the gloves.
I put a mask on.
Okay.
I usually bring a wipe for the doorknob even, so I hang it on the doorknob when I go in and out and make sure it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And I do my thing.
Okay. You do your work. When you walk in and you meet the client, you're wearing a mask at that time?
Always, yeah, these days.
And what's the reaction? How are people reacting? Are they expecting you this way? Are they not expecting you?
Totally cool with it. Usually ask me if I want them to wear masks also.
Okay.
And I say usually not necessary. We just keep our distance. Like I told a customer yesterday, a man, as long as you don't kiss me, we're not gonna have a problem.
Sounds like a good suggestion right there.
Yeah. So, but then I keep the children away from me. Keep any kids away. Keep any people away from me. I do my thing. I make sure I'm clean. And I leave. Good,
excellent. Okay, so that's really smart. So the other thing that you can do, and this is especially if you are if you're going into a home, there are some questions that you can ask before you go into the home. So when you're booking the appointment time,
I ask if anybody's sick in the home.
Very good.
Always ask that beforehand, and everybody, it's fine.
So that's great, Dave. These are common sense solutions that are good for everything. It's good to just avoid any type of virus this way. And I think you're doing a great job with your approach, and how you're doing it is excellent. There are some
keep the economy going.
Somebody's got to keep the economy going. So Dave in Kenosha, Tower Electrical in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey is doing a great job. And I just want to encourage all the contractors out there that are going to people's homes to start taking the steps that Dave is taking, because it's the way you do your part in trying to reduce the transmission of this virus. And I have no doubt in a short period of time, we're going to start to see a decline. We're in a hotbed right now, New York, New Jersey. we are in the hotbed. We're in the middle of it right now. So it's real important that you do these steps. And for anyone listening out there, other contractors, do the same thing. Dave's got a right approach to this. And I think if you do that, we'll start seeing a decline in the level of this virus, and tomorrow will be a better day. So that's it. Take care, everybody. All right, that's great, man.